Back in 2023, when the Army Painter released their Speedpaint 2.0 and their metallic starter sets, I pre-ordered both so I could give them a try. I tried them out on a Space Marine so that I could come up with a test scheme for the Salamanders army that I wanted to paint, and this is how it went. I began by underpainting the model in my usual way, which you can see done in this video here. The green in the starter set is orc skin, but mine came with forest sprite instead, which I found to be a happy accident as I much prefer the tone. My first step of painting this was to begin with grim black and start by getting the hard to reach parts, such as the neck. I started with these as it is far easier to fix any mistakes before there is too many colours on the model. Then, using peachy flesh, I painted the skin, which is only part of the face on this model. I then went back to grim black and painted the band around the back of his head and the mask covering his mouth, though I managed to do this completely out of camera shot. Next up was the hair, and for that I used Satchel Brown, but again I managed to do it just out of frame. On to the main colour, which for this Space Marine is green. I used the forest sprite which was incorrectly packaged in with my paint set. I made sure to really take my time on this stage so that I didn't get any of the green on any of the details that it didn't belong. And when that stage was done, the combination of my underpainting and layering on the forest sprite speed paint gave me a look that I was really happy with. Now that the green of the armour is painted, it's onto the pauldrons. For that I went back to grim black. Taking my time not to get any on the green edges. Once they were dry, I did a second coat just to get a nice smooth finish. For the pouches and the holster, I actually used hardened leather which I got in the original Speedpaint Mega set. I really liked the colour when I used it on my Goth Rocker, so I decided to use it here instead of the Satchel Brown that came in the 2.0 starter set. I was careful not to get it on any of the buckles on the pouches or on the bottom of the holster. I did however decide to use Satchel Brown for the belt. I was very careful not to get the Satchel Brown on anything other than the belt, which was particularly difficult on the back of the model, especially between the pouches. I'm very happy with the look of that, so I'm glad I decided to use the hardened leather. I then grabbed the pallid bone and used this to paint the purity seals. I finished off the purity seal by using Slaughter Red for the wax part. The next colour I used was Purple Alchemy, which again was from the 1.0 Speedpaint Mega Set. I used this to paint the hilt of his dagger. The way I assembled this model made it very difficult to get to, and it's barely noticeable. I also used the Purple Alchemy on the hilt of his chainsword. And with that, the main colours of our Space Marine have been established. I'm really happy with how the green looks. What a happy accident. Now on to my first time using the Speedpaint Metallics. The first of the metallic paints that I decided to test was the Glittering Loot, and the obvious place to start was the Aquila. That went on smoothly, has good coverage, and in my opinion looks great. For the van brace on his chainsword arm, I used enchanted steel. I really like the tone of this, so I decided to use it on his backpack as well. I left the exhaust vents as I wanted these to be silver. I really like the look of this. It's different from the black backpacks that you usually see. I used broadsword silver for a subtle transition on the ball parts near the vents. Sorry, I'm not sure what they're actually called. Then I switched to polished silver to use on the exhausts. Whilst I had the polished silver loaded on the brush, I also painted the end of his scabbard. Then continued by painting the pommel of his dagger. With that done, I changed to using broadsword silver and painted the teeth of the chainsword. I also painted the other details on the chainsword with the broadsword silver. Going back to the glittering loot, I painted the guard of the chainsword. And also the pommel. With that, the chainsword is complete. Going back to broadsword silver, it's time to finish the pistol. I painted this on all of the remaining parts that I hadn't painted previously with grim black. And the weapons are now done. Using polished silver, I picked out the parts of the headgear that I hadn't already painted with grim black. I'm happy with how the head has turned out using this method. For the panel on his gun arm, I started by painting the surround using enchanted steel. Then for the buttons, I decided to pick these out in different colours, starting with Slaughter Red, a couple in Purple Swarm, and one in Beowulf Blue. The final colour I used on this was Talos Bronze, which I used to paint all the metal parts on the holster and pouches. I really like the look of this next to the hardened leather, and it covered well and has given a smooth finish. And that is my test model done. I was pleased with the results from the Speedpaint 2.0 and the Metallics. I was impressed with the smooth coverage and finish of the Metallics as well. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.